Okay, so here we are. I'm filming it a little bit different now. I have the camera on my computer so I can have my hands getting all messy and I don't have to worry about things. So what we have here is we had the onions on one side and lettuce on the other. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig through here and see how many worms I find. So as a reminder, I had placed 10 worms in the middle, or at least that's what I told you on the videotape. After I shut off that original videotape, I actually added another 2 or 4 worms. So there's about 12 to 14 worms in the food container. So I'm going to start at the side where the onions are. And we're going to dig through here and see if we can find any worms. Ooh, I see some. Okay, I got one. It's kind of smelly. Oh, my hands are going to smell like onions. Oh yes, and courtesy of a fellow classmate of reminding me that what I'm putting my hands in right now is worm poo. Yes, that's what soil is, but I'm okay with that. That's why I'm your science teacher. So, hey, you don't want to dig through the worms? Don't worry. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm videotaping. I'm up to 3 right now that we're hanging out with the onions. But if you're someone who wants to do that, oh, that'd be awesome. 4. Because scientists can't do just one experiment and say, oh, I know all the answers. No, we have to do the experiment multiple times over and over. Other people have to conduct it and get the same results before you can say you have a conclusion. All right, so I only found 4 in the onions. I'm now going to go in the middle section where there is no food. And yet there are worms. 1. Ugh. 2. The worms are trying to run away off the paper towel. They're not too happy. 3. They want to get back into, get back over here. They want to get back into the moist soil. Okay, I only found 3 in the middle section. I'm saying that with a little bit of surprise because I'm doing some other food experiments. Oh, you're going off the paper towel. And I would have like 9 in that middle section. Has me thinking maybe the worms weren't hungry enough. I should have left them for 3 days without food before they had to decide which way they were going. Okay, I'm now digging into where the lettuce is. And let's see what we find there. Okay, I've got 1, 2. Whoop, where are you going? 3. That's all I'm finding. Might have to dig through a little bit better. I might be missing some stuff. I don't feel like I'm even counting up 10 worms yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, but I was so sure I put extra worms in every container that I should be coming up with like 12 or 14. Oh, there we go. There's another one. You were high. No, that was a stick. There's a worm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. Oh, no coming all the way over here. You're going to mess up my count. So I had 4 in the onions, 3 in the middle, and 5 over by the, make that 6, over by the lettuce. Okay. I just don't know if that's conclusive enough. So I'm going to show you what I have, trying not to get my computer too dirty, but I'm going to show you. Okay. And you guys should be recording the data in your journals, but you know what? I'm thinking one day wasn't enough for us to come up with any results. So I'm going to put those worms that were hanging out by the onions back in the onions. The 3 that were hanging out in the middle, because they just weren't hungry, back back in the middle. Oop, as I'm doing this, I see another one that was hanging out in the middle. So that was 4 in the middle. Okay, and here we go. I'm gonna dump all you guys back in the lettuce. Put the signs back. It says onion on one side, lettuce on the other. And I'm thinking, you know what? We'll come check this out again 2 days from now. Of course, for you on the videotape, it'll just be fast forward, and there we are. That'll be, we'll see if we have something different in a couple of days. So here I am a few days later. This is now day 3 since we set up the experiment, even though in your video, it's just, 3 seconds. Anyway, I'm not sure how I showed it to you last time, but thank goodness for my labels. So I'm going to put the ones that were attracted to the onions on that side, the worms, and the lettuce on this other side. I might even fast forward through some of this because it gets a little boring watching me dig through. I probably should have not fed the worms for 3 days so that then they'd be hungry. And at which point then we could see what they liked over the other. However, that's not how we initially set it up. So we're going to work with what we had and see if now, at least leaving them for 3 days, if that might give us some more meaningful results. So let's see. I didn't give up on our initial setup. But as I've stated other times, sometimes that's what science is, trial and error. Not everything works out the way you expect, so you have to think about it. What could I have done differently? Maybe my expectations were totally wrong, and that's okay. But I'm going to dig on the onion side first. That's it. Okay, so what I had was, I think it was 6 over by the onions, 2 in the middle, and 3 by the lettuce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5? That's 6 over by the onions, 2 in the middle, and 3 at the lettuce. So what does that mean? Okay, so right now, all I want you to do is gather the data in your journals. If you're doing an experiment at home, that'd be awesome. Please share it in Flipgrid. And then we'll analyze these results. What does it all mean? Sometimes analyzing this just says, it's inconclusive. And you think about ways to design a different experiment. Or maybe this is something that can't be tested. I mean, I don't know. That's what you guys have to kind of determine and see if you can figure out and come up with your own ideas. Because science isn't always very straightforward. There's guessing, trial and error, and a cat going after your worms. Hi. Hi. So I'm going to save the worms. And I got to clean up my area a little bit. So I'm going to sign off with my cleanest finger. I'm going to touch my computer.